Hello everyone, it's time for WrestleMania recap. WrestleMania was just this past week, and hope everyone, if you went, you had a good time. I had a good time watching it. It was a pretty good show. WrestleMania 30 from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. That's right, Superdome, not Silverdome, in New Orleans, Louisiana. A city WrestleMania has never been to, a state WrestleMania has never been to, and I liked that aspect of it. I did like the logo as well and poster, purple and white and yellow, green. I liked it. But let's get right on into the matches. This is probably the worst I have ever done on predictions. The only prediction I got right was the Daniel Bryan Triple H match. Well, if you count the pre-show, I guess the Usos, but I kept them off. They're not on the main card. So that's the only one I got right. But I'll give you. We'll go match by match. So the show opened with Daniel Bryan and Triple H. Stephanie McMahon was in the ring, dressed kind of different than usual, you could say, wearing a short skirt and a jacket. She was accompanying Triple H throughout the match, being his valet for the night. Triple H came out in an elaborate entrance. Daniel Bryan came out in a normal entrance. It was a good match. It went on for almost a half hour. It was honestly pretty good. I enjoyed that match. Again, that was the only match I got right for that prediction. Daniel Bryan went on. The next match was The Shield versus the New Age Outlaws and Corporate Kane. I would have liked to see this match go a little bit longer. It only lasted about 3-4 minutes. It was a 6-man tag. The Shield won. I predicted the Outlaws and Kane, thinking something was going to happen. Maybe a split of some sort, or maybe start a little bit of friction. But no, they won the match. They did you know how they do the triple power bomb? It was like a double triple power bomb. That was pretty cool. So I got that wrong. Then actually, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal was one of my highlights of the night. I really enjoyed it. They never really told us who the missing participants were, excuse me, because they only had 27 announced. There were 30 in the match. 31 in the match, actually. And I was thinking maybe Sheamus, maybe Big Show, maybe Henry. And then when it came down, it was Cesaro and Big Show. I'm like, please be Cesaro. I had Big Show down, but I wanted Cesaro to win that match, and he did. Cesaro looked great, taking Big Show and throwing him out of the ring. Perfect, and it was awesome. And now Cesaro was a Paul Heyman guy, but we'll get to that towards the end of this video. Cena versus the Wyatts. I predicted the Wyatts in some sort of disqualification, but they won. That match was okay. Could have been better. Crowd really wasn't into it. Cheering Bray Wyatt on his way out, but there really was no fan interaction, no big fan interaction during that match. The Wyatts had a cool entrance, so Cena won that. I don't know when the Hall of Famers came out, if that was after Cena, or I'm just going to say it now. The Hall of Famers came out, of course, had to be Howard Finkel. Howard Finkel, the only person to be at every WrestleMania, came out and he announced the Hall of Famers. We had Mr. T, we had Lita, Carlos Colon, Paul Bearer, of course his sons were there. Jeez, gotta remember these. Jake Roberts, Razor Ramon, and the Ultimate Warrior. I think I got them all. Mr. T? Did I say Mr. T? Well, Mr. T. And they all came out, and they all got their cheers. I would have liked to see the Ultimate Warrior come out in face paint, but he kind of just was there with everyone else, which was cool as well to see him at WrestleMania, but we all had kind of that anticipation that he was going to come out all dressed up and run to the ring and shake the ropes, but that didn't happen. You know, the usual Hall of Fame. I always look forward to that time just to see them at WrestleMania. Then we go on to the Brock Lesnar Undertaker match. Oh, jeez. Of course I didn't pick Brock Lesnar in this match. The Undertaker was going to go 22-0. And Lesnar defeated him. We're all in shock. All of us just sat there across the world, stunned by what we had just seen, what we have just witnessed. Brock Lesnar, the part-time wrestler, defeating the other part-time wrestler, The Undertaker, and ending his win streak at 21-1. Wow. And they didn't play any music. Lesnar was stunned himself. Paul Heyman was stunned. And they showed the crowd, and that was priceless. This has got to be the end of The Undertaker. But if you really think about it, how would you end The Undertaker in a storyline at all, in the company at all, if he's winning at WrestleMania is continuing? He's always wanting to defend it. But if he loses, he has nothing more to defend. And I think that is the end of The Undertaker. For sure. I hope they never show him again. That would be cool. Have a mysterious thing. Never see The Undertaker again. You know, until, I don't know, whenever they do something with him 10 years along the line. Probably won't be that long. Probably show up next year. But that would be my ideal thing. Keep him out. You know, not even really mention him. AJ Lee in the Vicky Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational. With the 14 Divas, I predicted Brie Bella in this match, and AJ won. Which is awesome for AJ to have that win when she works hard all year long as champion and the longest reigning champion of all time. And that match lasted longer than I thought, at almost 7 minutes. And then Bryan Orton Batista for the WWE Championship, WWE World Championship in the main event. A good 20-minute long match, 25-minute long match. It was pretty interesting. Daniel Bryan was kind of the guy getting beat up the entire time, which I didn't enjoy. How does he get beat up, win, walk out champion? But it was a cool moment to witness that Batista bomb on the table to get the RKO, and when Orton landed on that TV, not the TV monitor, but the, I guess you call it TV monitor from the table, oh, you could just see him bounce off of that. Geez, that must have killed more than Batista and Bryan at all in that, combined in that scene. But Bryan won. I picked Batista, but Bryan is who I wanted to win, and I think he got his moment, and it was perfect. It was perfect for WrestleMania. The confetti exploded, the crowd went wild. It's definitely Daniel Bryan's time to shine. And then we go to Raw. Excuse me, let me take a sip of water here. Whoa, what do we got on time? 8 minutes. Okay, sum it up. Raw was good. I enjoyed Raw. We had Paige come out, the one everyone's been looking forward to, and she defeated AJ Lee, so she's now the NXT Women's Champion, if she still is, and the WWE Divas Champion. That was pretty cool. The crowd got really into that. When Cesaro came out, they got really into that. As Coulter came out, and Swagger came out, and Heyman, and we saw all that, and Hogan was there. That was cool. I'm a huge Cesaro fan. I'm a big Swagger fan as well. So that's cool to see. Also, the Ultimate Warrior came out. He came out and he shook the ropes. He didn't have any paint on, but he had the coat. But he put the mask on, which was cool. And he cut a promo. And it was just a good show, I think. And it's always cool for after WrestleMania. You don't get the typical wrestling fan. You get those guys that love the heels, hate the faces. Almost. And then you love the guys who like Cesaro and Daniel Bryan, guys who are ROH guys who have made their name before coming to WWE. You get all those people there that love them. And it's a fun show to watch because it's different than every other Raw. That's all I'm going to say about Raw. But this morning, well, you wake up to bad news in the wrestling world. The passing of the Ultimate Warrior truly is shocking. It is. My dad told me this morning, because usually I don't get up and go on the computer or anything or get online. I go get ready and leave. And it's shocking to see that the Ultimate Warrior is no longer with us. It really is. I don't know. It's kind of like speechless here. A guy, you know, he had just gone to WrestleMania. He'd done all this at WrestleMania weekend. He comes home and passes away at, what, 53 years old? It's crazy. You know, all that time he had spent away from wrestling, comes back and then it's ended. You know, he had said everything he wanted to at the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm not a supporter of the WWE Hall of Fame, but I did watch the entire show. And I watched it live to see a Warrior. And that was a good speech. He said a lot of things. He said, you know, the DVD they put out was wrong. You know, I'm here now. This is the real me. This and that. And he said what he wanted to say. And it's crazy. You know, I have a figure. I'm happy I say I have a figure signed by him up here, and 2 photos, and they're on my Facebook page if you see it. I posted them today. Well, they've been on there, but I posted them again today. And I never got to meet Warriors, a guy I wanted to meet. I never did, but I have the figure signed, and I remember when I bought the figure, it was Series 1 of the Classics. And I said, I gotta get this. I gotta get this. It's a rare figure with a rare autograph on it. He never did signings at the time. I bought it, and a month later, it never came. And I emailed him. I said, Mr. Warrior, never got my figure. You know, well, what is it? He said, you know, I'll send you another figure. And he sent some extra autograph photos, which was absolutely awesome. You know, he legally changed his name to Warrior. You know, he's the first man to hold the WWE or WWF Championship and the Intercontinental Championship at the same time at WrestleMania 6 when he defeated Hulk Hogan at the Sky Dome. Crazy. You know, he accomplished a lot in his wrestling career, and I personally think Warrior is that last guy that WWE had to be with. World Wrestling Entertainment and Warrior, these came together in the past year or so to be that last guy that WWE hasn't contacted with. I mean, Savage was one. He passed away right before they could really do anything. Warrior, Bruno, that's a whole different story. Hogan, Flair, Rock, Austin, all those guys. And one of the, you know, it's cool to have him back. But one of the first things I thought to myself was, I remember that scene where he's showing his family, and he says, you know, that's my wife, that's my kids, that's my mother. The thing is, like, this is a week of celebration for them, you know. Dad, husband, son is back with the WWE, getting that pay, you know, his kind of contract. And the happiness came to an end. And it's sad, and prayers go out to the family of Mr. Warrior, and I call him Mr. Warrior because that's his name now, Jim Hillwig. Kind of speechless at times, you know. But I'll show you the figure here. Oh, we can't forget to show this Mr. Warrior figure. So there he is. Mr. Warrior will always be remembered by the wrestling world and never forgotten. Rest in peace.